Hey everyone, I'm Ultima456, you're the Ultimates, and welcome to episode 66 of Let's Platinum Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony. Is Kokichi's statement true or... Alright, nice, I got it. I actually didn't know. Alright, so Kokichi thinks he was thinking about places Angie would have gone, so why would she have gone to one of the rooms? Let's figure it out.
The research lab is not where Angie was killed. She was killed in the empty room instead!
She left her lab on her own?
But why would she go into an empty room? There shouldn't have been anything in there. Except for candles.
That's it! She wanted a candle! To keep herself awake at night. She would drip hot wax on her body. That sounds like something only you would do, Mew.
Okay, so there's only two things to agree with here. Only something you would do, Mew, or she wanted a candle. Now, if we think about the empty rooms, yes, the only thing in there was a candle. So why would she want a candle? What did Kokichi... what did Kokichi see? Something Angie did. There has to be a clue there. Alright, so let's think about what Angie was doing in her lab. She was hanging all these effigies, she was doing a bunch of that stuff. So what was she doing? She was trying to prepare things for the Necronomicon. And if you read this, it says... after preparing the effigy, burn this Necronomicon to ashes. And the way that she was thinking of doing that was by getting a candle. So a little bit of a tricky one because it's like, it feels like you couldn't even burn the Necronomicon with the flame of a small candle, but that's how they decided to go about it. So the answer, let's see if I can do this. Let's go. Gotcha. That was not a V agree. Damn it. Just barely missed it. I agree. Suichi got consent.
Angie went to that room to get a candle.
Suichi.
Yeah, for kinky wax play.
No. Angie was going to use it for the ritual.
No.
According to the Necronomicon, to resurrect the dead.
After preparing the effigy, burn this Necronomicon to ashes. Use caution. Be mindful of carbon monoxide poisoning. I just noticed the face on the left there, so weird.
So she could burn the book?
That's right. There's nothing to start a fire with in Angie's lab.
A good line to add as well.
So she went to go get a candle from one of the empty rooms.
And that's when the culprit attacked her.
That's why there was dried blood under floor.
Which means Angie was attacked in the same room the seance was held. Bravo, Himiko. Well done for choosing that room for the seance. If we hadn't done the seance in that room, then Tenko's murder would have been in another room. If that happened, no one would have discovered Angie's blood stain under the floorboards.
That's not necessarily true. Kokichi himself went to examine the other rooms, and I suspect Shuichi would have done the same.
That's right. Shuichi and I only checked under the floorboards where Tenko died.
And not only that, but under the floorboards where Tenko died, there was a passageway into one of the other rooms, which could have been the room that, she was potentially murdered in.
Yep, it's all thanks to Himiko for choosing the same room as Angie. This must be a Tua's will. Or maybe the power of magic.
It's neither. I just picked one.
Hold on. You're all acting as though you've proven that as fact already. You claim Angie was murdered in the empty room, and then moved to the lab? Then how do you explain the large amount of blood in the lab? It may be possible to carry a body, but blood cannot be moved.
I think she was still alive after the attack in the empty room. She was killed after she was carried to her lab.
That means the culprit attacked her twice. I have evidence of that. Alright, so when we examined Angie's body, we discovered a forehead injury, and it said, and if we look at the Monokuma file, it says, the victim was killed by a fatal stab wound to the back of the neck. Additionally, she has lacerations on her forehead. So, if we go forehead injury,
This is it! The fatal wound was a cut to the back of her neck from the katana. But she also showed signs of blunt force trauma, and I think I know why. After Angie was knocked unconscious in the empty room, she was killed in her lab.
I see. So that puddle of blood is from the killing blow.
Jeez, that sounds so
Ha! It's all clear now.
upbeat.
Angie was attacked in the empty room, carried to her lab, and it was there that the culprit finished her off.
All clear. This is all clear. What are you all talking about? All clear? What is all clear? What are you? All clear? What are you all? You what? What are? I will not fear. I will not back down.
Whoa, what was that?
Sweet Korekio, calm yourself. Their words are all hollow. There is no meaning to any of them.
What?
You must teach these ignorant children a lesson.
We should change this game's name to Shuichi Says What? A lot.
Yes, you're right. Okay, I'll teach them.
What the hell are you mumbling about? You're giving me the goddamn willies!
Not yet. Nothing is clear at all. It's full of doubts, of mysteries, of a dense, impenetrable fog!
Ooh, voice change.
Nothing is clear at all!
Alright, it is time for one last rebuttal showdown. Let's prove beyond a doubt that Korekio is responsible for Angie's death
Angie was
too.
attacked in the empty room first, and then carried into the research lab? Impossible! Impossible! That's nothing but a delusion!
Oh, crap.
We tend to poison our minds with your delusions?
Missed one. But we still got it.
It's no delusion. Angie's 2 external wounds tell the story. After she was struck in the empty room, she was carried to the art research lab and then killed.
You say the culprit carried Angie's body? And not a single drop of blood fell? The hallway and empty room had no bloodstains. Even if you wiped them down later, there'd still be traces of evidence left behind. But there was no evidence anywhere, was there, Shuichi?
The culprit carried Angie in such a way that wouldn't leave any blood behind. I'm sure there's a clue at the scene that proves it. I need to confront Kyo. Okay. I need to confront Kyo with that evidence. I can't be thrown off by his pleas.
You say the culprit carried Angie's body? And not a single drop of blood fell? The hallway and empty room had no bloodstains. Even if you wiped them down later, there'd still be traces of evidence left behind. But there was no evidence anywhere.
How about
was there,
this?
Shuichi?
I'll cut through your words.
The bloody duct tape.
There was evidence left at the scene. The bloody tape under Angie's body.
That you nearly missed.
It was wrapped around her head to stop the bleeding while she was being carried.
Bloody tape? Gonta didn't notice at all.
It was under the body. It's most likely evidence the culprit should have gotten rid of. But since it was hidden, the culprit didn't notice and failed to dispose of it.
It must have fallen as the fatal blow was dealt, and ended up under her body.
It must have been Atua who did that for us.
What? Atua? How long are you going to keep that up?
Now we know most of the mystery behind Angie's murder.
I'm convinced there's only one person who could have killed Angie.
Alright, and we already know the answer. The murder of Angie Yonaga and Tenko Chabashira was you, Korekio Shinguji.
It has to be you. It's you, Kyo. You killed Angie.
What the fuck? So it's true!
Well, that was obvious. Such a boring, obvious answer.
You killed both of them. Why did you kill them?
In terms of pure logic, only one victim was necessary to win.
Why? Why you killed them both?
I think one of the murders was an accident.
An accident?
That's right. It wasn't part of the plan.
Huh? Which one?
The murder that was an accident. Well, this one is, I don't know, it depends on how you think about it. He wanted to perform the seance, and during the seance he killed Tenko, which means that the murder of Angie must have been the accident.
That's it! Angie's murder was an accident.
What? Tenko wasn't accident?
That's right. Kyo originally planned to kill someone with a seesaw trick.
That's the other thing, like he set up the whole thing with regards to the seance, so Angie's murder must have been an accident.
But while he was making preparations in the empty room, Angie walked in. So he decided to kill her in order to keep her from talking.
She just happened to walk in on the culprit setting up and was killed.
Then he should have just stopped there. Once he killed Angie, there was no reason for him to kill Tenko.
You only needed to kill one for this game. Killing two is pointless. If you get bonus points for killing more, then sure. Otherwise, it leaves more clues behind.
Why, Kyo? Why you killed two of our friends?
What on earth are you talking about? No, I'm not the culprit. So, why is everyone looking at me like I am? Why? Why are they? Why is it? Calm yourself, Korekio. Yes. You mustn't raise your voice. You mustn't stutter. You mustn't lose composure. You mustn't become flustered. You mustn't waver. Look at their horrid faces. This sorry lot is not worth agonizing over. You're right. Yeah, you're right.
There he goes again. What the hell's wrong with him?
It almost seems like he's talking with someone. Someone? He's just talking to himself. And why the hell is he wearing lipstick?
No matter how loudly you protest, this is a trivial matter. I will never acknowledge your allegations. Not a single one of them. For you see, there is no evidence that I killed Angie. No, I will not acknowledge it. I will only acknowledge facts, true events. I won't acknowledge fiction, mystery. I won't acknowledge your deductions or guesses. Well said. Good job, Korekio. Yes, thanks.
Creeps me the fuck out!
No evidence? There's no evidence that he killed Angie?
You're wrong. There is evidence.
What? You do realize bluffs like that won't work, yes?
The weapon that was used to knock Angie unconscious in the empty room. That weapon tells us the whole story, Kyo.
That's not possible. I think you may have misunderstood. Apologize. Come on, apologize. 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 Come on. Apologize. 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 Apologize.
Seriously, what the hell's happening?
I have no idea what's happening with Kyo. But I know what weapon he used on Angie. I have to prove it to him. Alright, here we go. The final moment. Argument, armament. Well, apart from closing. But anyway, let's see if I can do this properly. I'm gonna do that. Alright, see if I can get some crits.
I'm not the
Quite difficult.
so I have nothing to confess.
Nice, that's one part.
Why must you force your delusions on us? Your logic That's merely a delusion.
Well said, Correcchio.
To continue this debate is meaningless.
Nice, that's 2.
I told you
Go,
I am
go,
not
go,
the
go.
culprit. So why are you looking at me like that? You're all wrong, not me.
Alright, let's do
Correcchio
this.
speaks the truth. Such a sorry lot. Apologize. Apologize.
Apologize. Too late to apologize.
Not the culprit. So why are
It's
you
getting
looking
harder.
at me like that? You're all wrong, not
Come
me.
on.
Correcchio
A few
speaks
more.
the truth. Such a sorry lot. Apologize.
Let's go, let's go.
Apologize. Apologize.
And... Okay, we got him.
You have no proof that Correcchio is the killer.
Remove floorboard.
It ends here!
Alright, we're almost there.
Keo hit Angie with the same floorboard used in the seesaw trick.
I see. And how do you know the floorboard was the murder weapon?
There was a small patch of dried blood on the underside of the floorboard.
Wait, the floorboard wasn't the murder weapon, that katana was. That was a weird thing for him to say.
Angie's blood? Blood that spattered there when the culprit struck Angie with the board. But that's not the only evidence that she was hit with that floorboard. There's also the bloodstain under the floor to consider. For that to be there, the floorboard must not have been in place at the time of the attack.
Good point. Had the floorboard been in place, her blood wouldn't have splattered beneath it.
Keo's earlier confession is further evidence that the floorboard was used.
How?
If the weapon used to hit Angie is the floorboard from the seesaw trick,
It means the culprit knew about the seesaw, so the same person killed Tenko and Angie.
Da 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 da. Wow, well done.
I believe that while Keo was setting up the seesaw, he was holding the board when Angie walked in.
And he cold-cocked her with a floorboard.
I just realized, of course,
What you do now is accepted. You even confessed to Tenko's murder already.
of course Mew would phrase it like that. So clever.
It's true. This is the truth.
Looks like we're almost at the end. All right, Shuichi, I'll leave the finale to you. Bring down the house.
Shuichi, please, put an end to this. For Angie and Tenko's sake. End this class trial.
I understand. I'll go over everything one more time. Keo, I want you to confess. No, I will force you to confess.
Alright, so we're at the end of the episode. I didn't actually expect to be doing the closing argument, but I'll put everything together and then we'll sort of start going through it next time. So let's have a look at what we've got. We've got hit the sliding lock. So we know where that happened. It was about here. The handle of the spinning katana hit the sliding lock. Nice. Let's go this one. The small stone Himiko brought. That was used in this seance, which happened a bit later. So let's see. Maybe it was this one. What object did Tenko rest her forehead on during the seance? Yes, the small stone. Let's go up here. The removed floorboard. So this one... okay, it's towards the beginning. I wasn't sure if it was towards the beginning. What weapon knocked Angie unconscious? The removed floorboard. And then we've got this one here. Removed the gold leaf katana. So that one happened here. What weapon killed Angie? So, yeah, I think it's this one. Yep. Cool. Now we can unlock this one. The path made with salt. That was towards the end. Because it was one of the final things that he did. This one. How was the culprit able to move around in the darkness during the seance? Cool. Sickle placed to kill. he did that while setting up. So what weapon did the culprit set up on the iron cage? The sickle. And then we've got stuck duct tape. That was after he hit Angie with the floorboard. What was compressing the injury on Angie's head while she was carried? This is actually, like, the whole crime was actually pretty clever. There's a lot of, like, using the circle, then knowing that oh nice, I got the first one. Knowing that the people would come and destroy the evidence. It's kind of actually super clever. Who was the culprit with the saw in the empty room? Well, that was Korekiyo. So he cut the crosspiece under the floor. Kokichi's lockpicking. Let's try here, maybe? When Angie's body was found, who unlocked the door? Kokichi did with his lockpicking. This one. Stabbed Kaede's effigy. This one here, whose effigy was stabbed. Yeah, so Korekiyo did that. The footsteps that contaminated the evidence happened towards the very end. How did the magic circle get erased? With the footsteps. And finally, stomp hard on the floorboard when the culprit approached the cage. And lastly, Shuichi extinguishes the flame. Who besides Kokichi was responsible for extinguishing the candles? Alright, here we go.
This is the truth of the case. Let's look back at the first murder.
Alright, we'll end the episode here. I'll read that first line in the next episode, and then we can move on towards the end of this class trial. Almost there. Okay, so for now, I want to thank you all for watching episode 66 of Let's Platinum Danganronpa V3 Killing Harmony. My name's Ultima456, you're the Ultimates, and I'll see you next time.